I'm out here with my John Deere X304 lawnmower today, and I'm going to show you how to change the oil, change the filter, and inspect the air filter, and just basically do a little maintenance on the machine. And anyway, let's get started. Okay, first things first is the parts list. You're going to need an oil filter. Okay, go down to your local John Deere dealer and get yourself an oil filter. Now the one I'm about to install here has written on it AM107423. Okay, and I'll show you what the oil filter is going to look like. Basically, it's going to look like this: a little can with a rubber seal around it, and anyway, you get the idea. You're going to need an oil filter. You're going to need oil. I'm going to put the John Deere oil in this machine. We'll be putting 10W30 in there. The manual calls for 10W30, 10W40, and then I think it had a 5W30 in there. I'm not certain about that one, okay, but I know it had a 10W30 and a 10W40. The turf guard from John Deere is going to be perfectly fine. Probably any other 10W30, 10W40 will be fine as well, okay? Just don't go to Wally World and buy your oil. Don't buy the cheap stuff. Get some good oil and use it in there, okay? By the way, on the oil, you're going to need 1.8 quarts. That's how much it takes. So you're going to have to buy 2 of these. Buy 2 of them. You're not going to use all of it, but you're going to use all of one, and you're going to use most of the other. Next item you're going to need a funnel. This one kind of looks dirty. It's actually not. I've cleaned it up a good bit. It's just got oil stains and grease stains on it, okay? So you're going to need a clean funnel. You're going to need a pan to drain the oil in. This is a really old one, incredibly dirty. You can tell I've used it a lot. It's a fairly small one, since we're only going to be draining at most 2 quarts of oil out of this machine. So this little small oil drain pan is going to work perfectly well for me. Another thing you're going to want is shop towels. I'll have to peel off a couple of them here. I got these in the back of my gator and they've gotten dirty. So clean shop towels, shop rag, and of course we're going to use those to clean things up before we get started, okay? All right, first thing you got to do when you start changing this oil is you need to run this machine probably for 10 minutes. Get the oil nice and warm, okay? Get it nice and warm, because you're going to want that oil, the old oil, to drain out of the machine very easily. Okay, once you get the machine nice and warm, then park it on a level surface. Don't want it rolling around. You want your oil, all your oil to drain out properly, okay? Another thing that I like to do, it's not in the manual, but I take the key out of the machine. That way, I don't accidentally start it and crank it when it has no oil in it or has no filter on it. Take the key out, put it in a safe place. Myself, I'm just going to sit it on the seat. And then when I get everything done, I'll put the key back in it and off I'll go, okay? Alright, first thing to do is we got to get the hood of this machine open. I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. Okay, we've got the machine nice and level. We've got it all warmed up. We've got the key out of the ignition. And there's a handle right here on top, right in front of your dashboard. And I usually just grab kind of on the side right here and pull outwards a little bit and then just lift up. And that's going to catch a little bit on the side over here. You may have to loosen up the side over here. And up it will come. And revealing your engine here. Okay, first things first. Okay, you can see the engine compartment here. We've got the oil filter. We've got the engine fuel cap here and the dipstick. And we've got the drain right down here. This is the drain plug, okay, very nicely located. Okay, you can tell this lawnmower's done a lot of use out in the yard, kind of dirty, dusty conditions. So it's the mower itself's very dusty, And so that means first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shop towel, my shop rag, whatever you got, and I'm going to just clean off some of these surfaces, some of this extra dust, because we don't want any of that falling back into our engine, okay? So just, you know, as best that you can. You don't need any solvents or anything probably, unless you got mud or something like that on your machine. Anything just damp might do the trick for you, but in my case, I just got dry dust on the machine. And we'll get this all cleaned up and come back to you in a moment. Okay, as you can see, I've now got the oil filter, all the dust off of it, and got the dust off of the drain plug. And if you're going to check the oil level, on this machine, then just unscrew your dipstick and pull it out, wipe it off, and then drop it in and pull it out, and you'll see how much oil is in the machine. Okay, and we're not quite at the add yet on this machine. I'm going to leave the dipstick a little loose right there, so when the oil does drain out, it's going to come out fairly freely, okay? Alright, first things first is to go ahead and unscrew the drain plug on this machine. So, just take your time. There's a little small rubber O-ring, it looks like, on there. And I don't know if you can see the oil draining, but there it comes. I got my drain pan positioned. And let's see, is there an O-ring on that? I'll have to inspect that and see. Certainly looks like an O-ring. Can't feel it very well. If there is. Yeah, that feels like an O-ring there. So there's an O-ring. Okay. And clean this drain plug up nice and clean as well when you pull it out. And definitely don't let any debris get back in the drain plug hole. You'll want to sit it off to the side. Sit on your rag. And anyway, give the oil plenty of time to drain out. Now there's going to be some that drips on this little lip right here. Just don't worry about that. It's not going to hurt the thing, okay? And when the oils just kind of drip, 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 then you've got all the oil that you need to get out of this machine. It's gone, and you're ready to start putting it back together again. But of course, we've got to do the oil filter as well, okay? So, oil is draining out. I'm going to go ahead and do the oil filter. So, hopefully yours is going to be easy enough just to manually and take it and just screw it off right there. I'd already broke this one, so it was fairly easy for me to take off. You may need an oil filter removal wrench, which you can buy down at your local hardware store or one of your car supply stores. But don't use a pair of pliers on this. You'll accidentally bust through the can, and you'll ruin the oil filter, and you won't be able to get it off the machine, and you will have yourself a big headache. Okay, now when you take it out, there's going to be a big spill of oil, okay, because this thing has oil in it. And you're going to want to just drain what's in there into the into your oil drain pan. And I think you can see where the new oil filter is going to go. I'm going to just set this old oil filter off to the side and go get a new one here and be right back. Okay, I've got the new oil filter here, and around the edge of this oil filter is going to be a gasket, okay, a rubber gasket. And you do not want to lose that, do not want to damage it. And on your old oil filter, you want to make sure that the gasket is still on that old oil filter. Sometimes the gasket can, on an oil filter, can come off of the oil filter and stay on the engine itself, okay? And hopefully you can see I'm peeling that gasket back, okay? And we don't need that gasket on this old oil filter, but you want to make sure that it's on the filter. If it's not, then it's probably on your engine block here, and you want to peel that off, okay? You need that off because you're going to put a new one on, okay, with this new oil filter. Now, assuming that the gasket is not stuck on there, you're like me and everything's fine. Before you install this new oil filter, you want to take some oil. It can be the old oil, it doesn't matter, and you want to wipe around the gasket itself, okay, some oil. So I'm going to take some that's draining out of the engine here, and I'm going to wet that gasket down with that oil. You could use your new oil, but you might wind up spilling some or something like that, and really doesn't make a lot of difference. You just want to get it nice and soaked there, and clean your finger off real good, and we're ready to put this back on. We put some oil on it, and we're ready to put it back on. Now you want to hand screw this on, okay? Don't use any wrench to do it. Make sure you hand screw it on, and just screw it on, and you'll get to the point where the rubber meets the engine block, okay? And once you meet that point, then I believe you want to go 1/2 of a turn, okay? That's 1/2 of a turn. That was 180 degrees that you saw me just do, okay? And that's sufficient to keep that oil filter on there, and that's per what the manual recommends. Okay, I have reached a point where I am drip, a fairly quick drip here, and I'm going to let it go a little bit more, and I'll get right back to you when the oil's drained a little bit more. Okay, we're ready to start putting put the plug back in, the drain plug back in the machine. One thing I didn't mention about the oil filter that my car mechanic buddies do on one of my cars is they actually take a Sharpie and they write on the oil filter the date that they replaced this oil filter, okay? And they might even write on there the type of oil that they put in the machine that day, okay? And you can get it's like a silver gray colored Sharpie, probably down one of your arts and supply stores, probably you know, various and sundry stores where you get Sharpies at. And that's a real good idea. I haven't done it today. I'm going to write down my information in the manual and remember it that way, okay? All right, we're going to put the drain plug back in. Here's our drain plug. We're going to make sure we don't get it dirty, and we're going to screw it back in. Make sure that O-ring is still on there. Don't let it slip off. And nice and snug, not too tight, but make sure it's not going to come out. And then take our dipstick out. We're going to put it in a nice clean location on one of our shop towels, and we're going to put our funnel in. And we've got our quart of oil here. Remember, we're going to do 1.8 quarts in this X304, and I'm certain that the X300 takes the same amount. I looked in the manual, and those are the only two machines that 1.8 quarts applies to. And rather than bore you with pouring oil in the machine, I'm going to come back in a few moments when everything's done. Okay, we've put about 1.8 quarts of oil in the machine, and I don't know if you can see the oil level there in this this can that I have here. Anyway, there's approximately 7 ounces remaining in the second can, okay? So that will be just about the right amount of oil. One full 32 ounce, and then one something like 26, 27 ounces. My math's not that great. And we'll check the dipstick here just to see what we got in there. And I accidentally knocked the hood down. There we go. We'll put it back up. And Drop that in there, check the oil level, and we are right at the full level, okay? Now, the way you really want to do this is you actually want to crank this machine up and let it sit there and perhaps idle for about 5 minutes. Make sure you don't have any leaks or nothing like that down there. You put your plug in, you put your oil filter on, you don't have any drips or leaks going on, and then crank this machine up, let it idle for 5 minutes, then check your oil level, okay? Now, I'm going to show you, I promised you I would show you the air filter in this machine. The recommendation from John Deere on the air filter is to replace it if it's very dirty. That's their words. They said very dirty. Okay, that's in the manual. They do not recommend blowing it out with a compressed air. They do not recommend washing the foam filter that's going to be in there or the paper filter. Don't wash either one of them. And probably the best idea, if you think you've got a dirty filter, go down John Deere, buy yourself a new one. It's not going to be that expensive compared to the life of your machine. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you that air filter now. Okay, to get access to the air filter, you're going to be at the front of the engine, and you're going to need to. There's going to be 2 little clips right here. You press those down, press them forward, and watch your air filter fall into the front of the machine. That's okay, don't worry about it. Now, there's going to be a rubber seal around this air filter here, and then you can just simply lift that out, and you can see my air filter. It's not that terribly bad, especially on the intake side of this, okay? We have a foam filter that's beneath that, and I'm going to pull that out. And now the foam filter is fairly dirty, okay? Probably can't show you the dirt that's on this thing. Perhaps you can see it. I don't know. But I'm going to tap all the loose grass and whatnot out of it. John Deere does recommend that. You can actually, I think I may have told you you can't wash this. You can wash this per John Deere's recommendations, okay? And I'm not going to wash mine. I'm just going to tap the loose grass out of it and put it back in, okay? Another problem area that we have here is this plastic cover that covers up the air filters. It's got a lot of grass and debris in it. So I'm going to shake this out, and I'm going to take one of my shop towels, and I'm going to just lightly clean this out and get some of the excess debris out of it. You don't want any of this getting into your carburetor, okay? So just be real careful about this. Don't get any excess debris, leave any excess debris in there, and you'll be good to go. Okay, we've cleaned the plastic cover out. I'm going to reinsert the foam air filter in there, just as it came out. Nicely center positioned in there. Like I mentioned, my air filter is not that significantly dirty. I'm going to put it back in just like it came out. Make sure it's nice and centered. Make sure we get it back inside the cover as it's and properly seated in there. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And we are going to properly put this back on there if we can find the little catches at the bottom. So we'll find the catches at the bottom first, and then we'll rotate it and we'll snap it back into place here. And it may take just, okay, we got it, I think. Yep, we got it. Alright, and while I'm at it, I think I will show you the fuel filter on this machine in case you want to check it. I'm not going to check it today. This is a fairly low hours machine. Even though it's a little dusty, it is a low hours machine. I think it's going to need a fuel filter quite yet, but I'm going to show you where it is, okay, while we got the hood open. Okay, we've got the machine open, the hood open. Here's your battery, okay, and then here's the lower front right corner of the battery. Right to the right of that is going to be your fuel filter, okay? Not going to show you how to work on that today, but that will be your fuel filter. If you know how to replace one, there it is right there, okay? So, okay, that concludes the oil change and filter change on the X304 by John Deere. Really love this machine. Love the four-wheel steering. Love the fact that John Deere made the oil change super simple. They put all the drain plug and the filter out there right where you can get to it. Shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to change the oil in this machine if you've already got all your tools and your materials gathered together. So anyway, good luck on your oil change, and hope you enjoy your tractor, and have a good day.